Hey guys, it's Jennifer again. In this video, this is going to be separate from the series, but it's going to be part of the series. I'm going to show you how to cut plastic canvas. We're going to create a box, and in order to create that box, you need 4 sides and a bottom. Now, to stop yourself from having to count every time you need a certain size, what I suggest you do is when you're new to plastic canvases, you create yourself a ruler. Basically what I did was I counted every 10 squares and I just took an odd piece of yarn and I tied it on the 10th square. So then that way I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. So I made mine 10 by 50 just to make a little ruler for myself, and then I can use this other side where the yarn isn't to put it against my plastic canvas sheet to count, and then just go across, and then there's your 30, and then there's your 40, and then there's your 50. And then if you just need a 17 by 17, you could go in and go to here and then go across and say, okay, that's 17 by 17. Now, I obviously don't need one because I have all my squares, but let's pretend like this is a blank sheet of canvas that I want to cut a 17 by 17. So I would just take my pre-cut and put it against it just like this. Make sure it's lined up at the bottom, just like so. And then I would go, let's see if I can get that. So there's 10. So then you could just count up or count down from 20 and go 20, 19, 18, 17, and go across here and cut this square to mark your cut on this side. And then you would do the same this way. Okay, so that's much easier than counting. Of course, you can do it the old school way and count every single hole just to make sure you have the right one. Now, with plastic canvas, since it's so cheap, you can make templates. So you could go ahead and cut out your size square that you need. Let's say this is 17 by 17 and I need 5. Then you can just place it against your thing. And again, you want to make sure it's even. And then just cut it out that way. And I always suggest the templates. So templates are very easy to do. You just need a standard pair of scissors. You can get the fancier scissors if you want to, but as you can see, this is very thin and you don't have to have one. So then you would just normally cut it in between the rows. Now again, you want to go one above 17, so you don't cut your 17th one off. So you would actually cut on the 18th row and then just cut across just like normal. And then just do it that way. And then what I suggest is you don't throw away all the odds and ends that you get from cutting a plastic canvas sheet, because you never know what kind of projects you're going to do later on that you may only need a 2 by 3 row. You may want to make a handle if you have a sheet this size. It may be perfect length to make your handle with, and you wouldn't have to cut it out of a whole sheet. You can buy graph paper and graph out. That's how we used to do it in the old days. There's graphing programs online that you can predetermine where you want to put your stuff and print that out, and then do your sheets based off of that. So that's how I suggest that you do it. Now, as you can see, I have a 17 by 17 square here. It's blank. And so what I would do is I would just take it to a regular sheet and just match it up and then just cut out 5 17 by 17 squares. And then I know I've got my squares. So we need 5 17 by 17 squares. We need needles, a pair of scissors, and we need, I suggest a seam ripper, and 3 colors of yarn, colors A, B, and C. On the pattern, it calls for A to be black, B to be red, and C to be white. So if you want to follow the pattern, that's fine. I suggest you print out the pattern, and hopefully in the next video we will get started and I will show you how to start a strand of yarn. Hopefully this helps you with tips and tricks on how to cut plastic canvas. Thanks. Bye.